What we basically have here is for our thermal collector, there's a heat transfer device, and here, and they're going to connect, of course, thermal rings, and they're going to be put into the whole system here. But it's going to take them a few days. There's a lot to do, lots of connection points, and some open pipes on the inside as well. So all this is going to be connected. It's looking good. Centimeters thick insulation is now on the roof. It's not getting cold in the room below, that's for sure. Squeaky stuff. And in case you're wondering, there's no difference between the colors, they're just different companies. We kind of had to patch it together because we didn't quite have enough. But it's done. So now we're going to cover it with a waterproof layer, of course. Another day. Our plumbers have done even more. They've connected the thermal rings to the transfer, to the heater. This is pretty cool. It's getting full in here, you know. This is a special kind of bitumen mat. It's a thin one. It's kind of like a self-sticking one, so you just need to burn the strips where they meet on each side. and it sticks on there because we have to, of course, like protect the insulation, which is all plastic and burns quite easily, or melts at least. And this one comes on first, and then we get a second one, a thicker one, goes over the top, which is good because today rain is coming in the afternoon, so better get a wriggle on. So we're laying the second layer, well technically the third layer. The onion is growing. The second layer bitumen matting. Over there is the last part of the first one exposed. If you can see that, probably can't. And once this one is on, then we just do the sides, the edges. They go into the guttering. And then everything is waterproof. And on top of this, there's a rubber mat that comes in, covers the whole surface. And on top of the rubber mat will be our tiles, our patio surface, as it were, little feet. And on those feet come on the stones. So, yeah, basically. But we'll have a construction here as well, of like the guardrails and everything. That'll be all connected to the stone floor, so we're not putting any screws or anything through the waterproof layer, because you know, these flat roofs, they can be a little bit sensitive when it comes to water. So we've tried our best now to make sure that it's completely watertight and with future construction, make sure that we're not actually damaging this layer. So it's a good step, yeah. No rain yet, which is nice. But an hour and we're done. Blueberries. Blueberry. Oh, blueberries like forest floor earth. That means an acidic kind of earth. And over time, even if you put acidic earth in the ground, it changes back into kind of an alkali mix, which is something that the blueberries don't like too much. So, dug a hole, put in this plastic container. What I've got to do is drill a few holes in it. And then the required earth, which is kind of like a peat mix, good for rhododendrons and other types of plants. These containers hold 65 litres, so with 45 litres of earth here, I'm close to the max. We've got a few more blueberries, but this one we've got in a pot, the other ones we've got in the garden at home. And yeah. The plan is, because it's the end of October now, to get these guys settled in for the winter and safe, because they're getting forgotten. That's the problem when you have 2 kids and a building site going. Everything else takes second place. So Sorry, Blueberry. I hope you feel happier in here. A bit damaged. There's going to be a second one coming in here, so I'll leave space for that. But not right now. Yeah, of course, digging a hole, loads of stones, so that was fun. But I can now kind of backfill this and put it in the ground. And then we'll have a couple of other containers up here on the little wall, stone wall. It should be good. All I need to do now is just water it in.